Miri, Star Trek episode from season 1. Okay, let's talk about this episode using my space system. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get in any category. I'm comparing Star Trek to Star Trek. Star Trek's my second favorite TV show of all time, so I'm not comparing it to Doctor Who, my favorite show of all time. I'm not comparing it to Blake's 7, my third favorite show of all time. I'm not comparing it to Adam West Batman, my fourth favorite show of all time. I'm not comparing it to Star Wars or anything like that. I'm comparing it to itself. I only care about real Star Trek, which is 735 things. It ends right before JJ takes over. As soon as JJ Abrams does his garbage 2009 Star Trek movie, I'm not interested anymore. So that's it for that. I'm watching the upgraded versions on Blu-ray, which you do have an option to switch. So just to let you know up front, I'm rating everything based on the upgraded versions. I don't mind them. They don't add Jabba the Hutt in the scene for no reason, and they don't add 4 million Jawas walking around in sandcrawlers. It's just updating the effects, which I don't mind, but I do like the originals as well. This is my 4th or 5th time, I didn't write it down, watching these Star Trek shows. So let's talk about Miri. Storyline, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2. I really liked the storyline here. Kirk, Spock, McCoy, boom, the 3 boys of our show land on a planet, kind of like Earth. It's piss. Everything's destroyed. All these kids are running around, and all the adults are insane and diseased and crazy and attacking everything. And they also live for hundreds of years. They age, whatever it is, 1 month is like 100 years or something stupid, or whatever it was. I don't remember what they said. I like the storyline here. There's a lot just in what I just said. This is really good. A lot of things right away are like, whoa, okay, we're presented with a lot of information. So as you reach puberty, you automatically get this disease. So this race was trying to prolong their lives, which they kind of succeeded, except for when they finally hit puberty, they get this disease, and then that's it. Now, after the crew finds it out, they leave. Oh, wait a minute. No, they can't leave because they're infected. Oh my God. Well, McCoy, you're going to have to figure something out. Love this episode. Great story. There's actually a lot of tension too in this story. Pacing, I'm giving it 1.5 for pacing. And the reason is that I felt it started to drag a little bit, just a tiny bit. I wasn't bored. I was engaged, but I felt it was just a tiny bit, could have been a little bit tighter. There's parts with these kids, and the kids are kind of annoying, to tell you the truth. And Miri, the show is named after Miri. The episode's named after Miri, who's the girl that they meet. She kind of has a little bit of a crush on Kirk. She's actually a good character, but which I'll get to. I just felt that they go back and forth with the kids a bit, and I just really didn't care about the kids at all. And I just and they were kind of irritating, so that kind of made it a little bit slow. And also, there's points where they're just trying to figure out stuff, and I guess that is cool, but I felt it was a little slow. So I'm not saying it's bad pacing. I'm still giving it a 1.5, but just could have been a little bit tighter. For the artistry, I'm going to give it a 2. Again, I mean, it looks like a wasteland. That's cool. It's like a friggin' apocalypse world. That's pretty neat. The kids are all torn up, so good costumes. The makeup effects on the disease are pretty awesome. And yeah, I don't know. It just looked good. It looked a little bit unique. Some of the Star Trek episodes, a lot of them, are just on the ship or whatever. This one was on an Earth-like planet, so you can kind of think that's boring, but because everything was destroyed, it looked kind of cool. So I like this kind of post-apocalyptic look of this episode. So yeah, good job on all the effects. Characters, I'm torn. I mean, McCoy is great in this one. He's got a lot to do. Spock's always great because I love Spock. Kirk is always good. Miri is actually very good. She's a kid. She kind of likes Spock, but she likes Kirk. But when she sees that Kirk and Rand are kind of, liking each other, she gets a bit jealous. And I mean, that is what would happen. And she's an older, she's been around for 300 years or whatever, but she's still kind of a kid, right? That's the whole thing. And she's starting to get the disease, which is kind of cool. So I actually liked her. I think that actress did a good performance there. I gotta ding it because the other kids just piss me off. The nan and whatever. I can't stand those kids. Kirk should just went in there and beat them up. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, Kirk's like doing this big speech, like, you have to help us, give us our computer. you know what? Get in there, grab one of those kids and beat the crap out of them. Say, listen, I'm going to beat every one of you kids up unless you give me those communicators. So anyways, that probably wouldn't have worked. I think maybe Kirk's way was the better way to do it. So don't do the J-Man way, do the Kirk way. I'm not condoning beating up kids, but they were irritating in this one. So I'm giving it 1.5. That's, I don't care. Enjoyment factor, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2, though I really do still really like this episode. I guess I could give it a 1.5 because the kids are irritating, but they're not irritating enough for me to not enjoy it a lot. So I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Yes, that's a pretty high score. Maybe you wouldn't score it as high. It's not there's going to be a lot of 8s and 9s, which are just under. The ones that are the 10s are the ones where I really like. So if I'm giving something 10 out of 10, I'm saying this is one of the better season 1 episodes. You should watch it. There's not really any continuity. I think if you're starting out with Star Trek, go through and see the ones that I gave 10s to and be like, yeah, that's, start with those. But really, all of season 1 is pretty damn solid. So this one's a 9. I think it's very good. It could be an 8.5, right? Could have given it an 8.5 maybe, but I still really like this one. So that's it. If you enjoy my space rating system, please like the video and subscribe. Check out my buddy Clobberin Time. Now, he's been doing a Star Trek stream since the dawn of time. Every Saturday night, they do a stream talking about Star Trek, and they go way more in depth than me. I'm doing 5-6 minute videos here just to get my thoughts out there. They're really dissecting these. So go through their playlists, go through the original series. You'll see that they dissect the crap out of these shows. So if you really want in-depth analysis, check those guys out. The link is in the description. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Until next time.